Okay, so last week we looked at the artwork of Jan Arayni. You spent some time sketching. I am stealing a sketch that somebody in another class did. So today I have two sizes of paper that you can pick from. This might be good for a long triangle, or if you wanted to do a rectangle, this one would be good for a circle. You are more than welcome to get one of the circle templates, but you want to have a shape that fills the page. And again, when you're drawing today, you want to draw lightly so that it's easier to erase when you're done. If you want to make it a snow globe, which I'm going to do right now, that is fine. The further back on your pencil you hold it, the easier it is to draw lightly. If you hold it clear down here, you're going to get a really dark line. So once I've drawn that, I'm going to go ahead and sketch my mountains on there. And again, from the video we watched, if you are going to put that shadow in, you want to make sure that shadow is all done on the same side. So I'm choosing to do that shadow all on the left side. So now I'm going to outline. I would say you use both a thick and a thin Sharpie. I'm going to do the outside lines in a thicker one. And then I'm going to start my trees. And again, your trees, there's several ways you can do them. You can do kind of quick lines back and forth like this to make it look like a tree. You can use a skinny one and kind of color your lines. I definitely want to add some more trees. I'm trying to copy the one that his sketch. So maybe a nice combination of trees in there. Again, based on your sketch is how you're going to do it. These don't take that long, so you can probably do a couple. Then I want to go back and shadow the side. You didn't have to use mountains, but you do want to have some, like if you were doing the creek or one of those, you can use your Sharpie to add the little dimension lines in there. When you are all done, you want to use one of these sets of watercolors. You can pick, do you want it to be a warm color sky? Do you want it to be a sunset? Do you want it to be a cool color sky? Do you want to kind of make it like with the northern lights? The northern lights would have some green in it. Right now I'm just going to put a dot of water in all of my colors to kind of wake them up. I am going to soak my paper, and we're using watercolor paper. So I'm tracing around the outside of my markers with that water. That creates a little wall. It's actually easier to see on the screen. You can see everywhere where it's wet because it's nice and shiny. But the watercolor paper is meant to absorb a lot of water so you can get it wet. I'm going to make mine blues and purples. So again, I don't need to do anything else but just kind of drop some of that color on there because there's so much water that it's starting to spread out. I am going to kind of draw along the lines. but I don't want to scrub and go back and forth. I do want those colors just to spread on their own. And again, the water stays or the paint color stays where I'd already painted the water, so it's not going into any of those mountains. So once that's done and you've added all of your paint in there, I'm going to give you a little bit of salt, and you're going to sprinkle your salt on there, and you're not going to be able to tell right away, but it takes a minute. The salt absorbs all the color, and then it gives you this great texture. It kind of looks like crystals or snow once it's all dry. Because there's so much water on here, you don't want to move them, so just let them dry on your table. Again, these don't take that long, so you probably could get one or two, at least one done, but you might be able to get two done during our class time today.